All right. SandDAO podcast number 43. Today we have Old One, who is a very familiar face in the Sandbox ecosystem. Welcome back, Old One, for the second time on SandDAO podcast. How are you doing?
Hey everyone, I'm happy to be here again and here to discuss about the recent happenings about the Sandbox DAO racing. I'm getting excited.
Yeah, I am very excited about the delegation system and all the things that are now up, available to us when we hope that quorum is a thing of the past. And today we're going to learn about one such delegate, Old One, who, as you'll see, is very familiar to the Sandbox DAO, and learn about how Old One wants to approach voting and if Old One is the right delegate for you. So our scope of the talk is a meet and greet. It's also a learning opportunity. And our disclaimer is that we do not represent the Sandbox Game or the Sandbox DAO Foundation. We are not your financial or legal advisors, and nothing we say is to be taken as financial or legal advice. When I say the word SIP, we mean Sandbox Improvement Proposal. When we say the word DAO, we mean Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And when we say the word SandFam, we mean the Sandbox community who participates in people, product, and purpose of the Sandbox ecosystem. That ecosystem is divided up into people, product, purpose. And on the people side, specifically for this episode, we're focused on the DAO delegate, of which Old One is one of the 12 that was just appointed and approved. So we began on May 28th when the DAO was announced via a Medium article, and then September 10th is when the Sandbox DAO opened up its delegation applications. November 13th, just 5 days ago, 12 delegates were announced. A quick reminder, the Scoreboard and the Checkbook have not changed. The DAO admin team is hard at work to put the delegation system into place, so the SIPs will not be resumed until November 22nd, which is later on this week, per one of Cyril's posts. So, like I said, November 13th, 5 days ago, the 12 delegates were announced, and today's episode is Old One. And when you look at him on the delegation site, it's OldWon.eth, OldWon.eth. Old One, welcome back. And some background carryover from episode 6. Episode 6 is when Old One was first on, where we interviewed Old One to learn about MocaCN delegation and how they voted and what was the possibility to earn their vote. Now Old One is back as a delegate, and Old One's background is in gaming, branding, and product design, based in southern China. Helped set up a Web3 business with LuluLand in 2021, and Old One's partner is in New York. Uh, Old One, and if you're interested in all the details surrounding that, go back to episode 6 where you can see that in depth. But Old One, how would you like to expound your background? Please introduce yourself to the voters.
Yeah, first I like the way you describe and introduce all the basic concepts of the Web3 things like DAO and SIP. I like it. And yeah, we have been spending around like 3 years or even 4 years in the sandbox, building experiences, developing customer tours. We're pretty much focused on the metaverse things, and nowadays we gradually build. Yeah. And currently, we're also trying to explore a new business about the toys, mixing with NFC technologies, which can do some like bundle NFT, physical bundle NFT, these kind of things. You can find more information on my Twitter, and I'm pretty excited about the improvement of the sandbox there, about the delegate, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and you call it block toys, don't you?
Yeah, you can call it break toys, block toys, Lego toys. It's not Lego, but yeah, you know,
Gotcha. And so NFC
yeah.
tech, where you can scan an NFC and then it will unlock an NFT bundle.
Yeah.
Right on. Excellent.
Yeah.
And so when did you become SandFam? When would you say?
I think I think very early in that you see that I think it's 2021 around July something when the Axie Infinity is very loud at that moment, and I do play some Axie Infinity. I got many cans, and after that, I think I spent all my money from Axie Infinity in the Sandbox land, and at the time it becomes
Gotcha.
SandFam. I also start become a creator in that time.
Gotcha. So first you were a gamer and then you became a creator.
Yeah, because I'm a designer. I'm kind of like this thing, like the voxel
And
things,
speaking
which
of
is easy
designer,
and fun.
if you didn't know, Old One is the co-founder, the creator of LuluLand, which if you recognize that name, you should, because LuluLand, if you look on the metaverse map, and everyone can see it on my screen here, right at 00, just go north a little bit and look what's right there. LuluLand, just north of 00, with many, many experiences. You can see a few of them there right now, but LuluLand has been I played LuluLand when I first joined in 2021 as well. And LuluLand has over 500 assets. Many, it says 4 experiences just for LuluLand 2021, but how many experiences would you say you've developed at this time?
I don't know. It should be around 10 or even more because we're
Yeah.
also helping some clients to develop their experiences, like Mitaria, like the HK Field, like the Hong Kong Symphony thing, Metaverse Symphony,
Yeah.
and Mocaverse, all this. And we have some very, very like tiny games, maybe not on the map yet. I don't know if it's still there, like ice cream jumping, blah blah thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
LuluLand
have
is a very well-known developer, and you've created some really cool experiences that I think almost everyone has played if they played the sandbox. So there should be no no unfamiliarity with your contributions to the sandbox as a creator. And would you say that, like you said earlier, you that you became a creator, um, were you always a creator type, or did you fall into it after gaming?
I think I'm always a creator type. Yeah, and what I like Sandbox is not really 100% about gaming. It's still about how easy it is to create something in it. Like with voxel edits, you don't really need to be a 3D professional to do that, but everything's just easy. You can easy to start, and then it is easy to start with.
Yeah. And especially, have you been keeping track of Magic Palette and how that's gonna happen?
It was great idea. You know that we want something when we built the first experience in the sandbox, but now it's rolled out by SandRush, right?
Yeah,
And
that was
yeah,
SamRush,
it's
and
great.
they
I'm following
just
it.
they
Looking
just
forward to seeing it.
entered into beta, and they're very nearly done with being able to launch it with everyone.
Whoa, cool,
Yeah, so that
amazing.
should make your creative flow process so much easier because you can create in Vox Edit and then import it into the browser. Then that browser gets imported into Game Maker. I did a podcast with Pepe on it, and it was super easy. It was so easy to make. So much easier than
Cool, cool.
single block placing in Game Maker. You can then mass block create in Vox Edit and then import it. And there's like a bridge that connects it all the way to Game Maker, and it's
Yeah.
so fast.
I
It's
mean,
so
if
fast.
next time maybe you can put three of us together to have further discussion because we even had something very similar called Pinnacle. It's like a module design way of putting all the models together to do very fast construction in the Sandbox Game Maker. We can share that part with them and to
Yeah,
see.
I'd have no problem at all.
Yeah,
I'll connect the two of you together. Good.
cool, cool,
That's
cool.
cool. So My next question is what has been your involvement in the Sandbox community? But I've already kind of spilled the beans on that. I've spoiled it. But I pulled the quote from LuluLand.world, which is what we talked about in episode 6. Is LuluLand? It said it wants to be the entertainment destination within the sandbox. Since we last talked, has that changed? Is that still the primary mission of LuluLand within the sandbox?
I think we just it's not really changed, but if we see something change, that's the destination within the metaverse, maybe not only about sandbox, because we're also doing the physical toys, and we're also like working together with some more partners like Mocaverse, like maybe ApeCoin, and maybe blah blah. Yeah, so we're finding chances to grow bigger.
Yeah, that makes sense. And let's now get into the actual delegation part. What was your motivation to apply to be a delegate?
Oh, that's a good one. You know that first of all, I think we had a Chinese landowner group, which got over 500 people, and all these people, they're heavy buyers. If you got the data from Sandbox, you will find out, okay, the Chinese really owns a lot of land. But to be honest, that the price of the land is keep falling. So all these people are trying to find some chances and to see what the future is, the sandbox, to see what we can do to improve it. So
Got it.
I think that is the reason I am here, because I want to be a communication channel for the Chinese landowners with the community. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yep. Landowners. No, I think that's very, very consistent with what we began with some time ago in episode 6, where this started even then. You were not only just having founded the MocaCN, but you wanted to be a voice within the community to be that bridge between English speaking and French speaking and the Chinese speaking communities. And I've been watching that a lot, and it seems like there is I don't know about a separation, but it seems like there is like a language barrier, and it's difficult to.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So what's your idea of how to change that, improve it, or what do you want to do there?
I can say it's pretty hard, but it's just needs someone to keep working on it, like doing all the translation, maybe organize meetings, organize bilingual AMAs, kind of bring all these people together to have a chance to know each other, to understand the culture. I think it's not really only the language problem, it's more about the culture problem. And what I could say is Metaverse is a really good place to build this connection. Before we had an experience called A Love is Forever, and we used to organize events on it, some even wedding events,
Yeah,
some
the
Japanese
first wedding
community,
event. That's
Korean
right.
event.
Honey and
Yeah,
G.
people just people just join, and sometimes they can communicate. They don't really need words to communicate. They can easily build up the trust, and then they find chances and to talk, and then I think that is the beautiful part of the metaverse, I think.
Yeah. And tell me about the culture thing, because I like many others, I can read about the Chinese culture, but I don't really understand it to the degree that I could ever hope to, like you do. What is it about the Chinese culture that we can learn and understand and grow with?
Oh my God, this is big one.
You're right. That's
This
an
is
unfair
big one, and
question.
it's hard to answer.
How can we
Yeah,
do it
let's make
within
it
the
small. I
sandbox?
just
Put it
give
that
you
way.
an example. Sorry, you go please.
So, how can we do it within the sandbox? Maybe that's a more fair question.
Yeah. For example, based on the landowners, I think that the Chinese landowners treat everything in a different perspective. because I see some foreign landowners, they are landowners. Maybe they don't own a lot of lands, but they are landowners and they also create games and they are also players. But in the Chinese community, this situation is different. Some heavy buyers of the lands, they just treat this as a pure investment. They don't play games. They may haven't opened the game maker once in the past 4 years. They only do investment. And for those creators, they are just creators. They may not know about Web3 at all at the beginning, and they have to spend a lot of time to learn. Okay, what is Web3? What is blockchain? Everything, and maybe they don't own a lot of lands. And for the creators, maybe they are not even played games. It's kind of separated. And the players, there are some heavy players like studios. They are organizing, maybe that's not good, but they are organizing a lot of camps to play the game. Try to do the play to earn. They have play to earn studios. I mean, each role is kind of separated. I don't know if this thing happens in in Western countries, but from my perspective, in the Chinese community, the roles are more separated. But in the Western, people are
Okay.
more like
The roles are more
commercial
separated.
roles. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So where you're a gamer, you might just be a gamer, or a creator, you might just be a creator, and a landowner, you're buying and selling land. And those different groups, do they coexist within MocaCN, or are they separated there?
They not really exist in the MocaCN. We had another Sandbox landowner group from the very
Oh, okay.
first
Got it.
days of the Sandbox. Yeah, there's another very good friend called Harvey. He also working as a Chinese, I think, management manager or something, and he did a lot of work and generate all this. I think got like around 16, 20 WeChat groups. Yeah, it's a lot of people there.
And Harvey was working in MocaCN?
No. He left the Sandbox for a while, but he's still.
Oh,
I mean, he left the company, but he's still working in the ecosystem.
got it. Got it. Okay. I think there's a lot to learn there. And I'm excited that you are one such delegate that you can bridge that gap, because I would very much like to see the coming together in our ecosystem, because whether you're Chinese or French or Italian or American, doesn't matter. We're all SandFam in the end.
Yeah. I want to. I will try my best.
Yeah. I mean, we're all just gonna do the best we can. We speak different languages. We're gonna need subtitles and Google Translator and whatever else we can do.
That's an interesting part of the metaverse, right?
It is. It is super interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next question was, does any crossover exist between your Sandbox DAO delegate position and MocaCN?
I think it's kind of separated. It's not really crossover, but if you say crossover, there might be crossover of the community members because Sandbox and Mocaverse are both under Animoca brands. A lot of users both hold Mocaverse assets and so hold
Okay. Yeah.
Sandbox brands. I think that's the crossover part.
Got it. Okay. So that's not really, there might be some crossover in terms of individuals in Mocaverse being in your delegation. However, it's not like you and MocaCN are the same. You are separate and different from each other.
No, we are separated.
Okay, got it. And let's talk about your approach to voting. OldWon's approach to voting. So I looked at the voting history, and I didn't see. Oh, never mind. I did see. I saw participation in MocaDAO, which, surprise, surprise, you're in MocaDAO. So it looks like the 6 votes that you casted there, about half were against, 2 were for, 1 was abstained, and then the one that you voted in the sandbox you voted for the Paris City Jam and you voted for one of the options. Can you describe to us your approach to voting in DAOs?
For MocaDAO, I just do delegates actually. I seldom go there to vote myself. But for Sandbox DAO, I think I have to be more active since I become a delegate. And the principle I hold in voting, I think, which is kind of easy. I just want to see, because I'm more like a creator, so I want to see more creative, like creator-related SIPs and this kind of things. I'm not into those votings to ask the Sandbox team to do some work on their side, but to me, I think the DAO need to work more independent, not really like bundled together with the official team. It should be kind of separated, get its own space to develop what the community wants.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think
And so
first. And second is I'm careful about money. I don't want to see people wasting money on useless things. And we also hold this principle with the MocaDAO.
and say that first part, you hold that with the MocaDAO?
This principle.
Oh, okay. You do the same with MocaDAO. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. I think when we're voting, we really consider the money
Okay.
as the important thing. We don't want to waste any money on this thing.
Right. Okay. So you don't want to waste the money. Okay. Tell me about that. What's the approach to being careful about money?
I think, as my background, I had experience in many different fields, so I understand how a project is running. I also know what is the logic cost of a project. I think that is my tool to judge if the cost is kind of valuable or not. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And does that also apply in MocaCN, like that same principle?
I think almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So
MocaCN, we got experience in investments in projects. So yeah, I think it is.
got it. And so you would carry that same principle as a separate and distinct delegate for the Sandbox DAO, and in your experience in project management and assessing logical costs of projects, you would be very interested in make sure that we're careful to spend money wisely.
Yes. True.
Okay. Okay. Well, makes sense. And I think that answers that question about your approach to voting. So number one, you want to see more creator related SIPs, and number two, careful to spend money wisely. Okay.
Yes. Great.
Are you involved other than MocaDAO and Sandbox DAO? Are you involved in any other DAOs?
I think we are somehow involved also in ApeCoin DAO because the MocaDAO voting at the moment is all about the ApeCoin DAO. So
Got it.
yeah, people from ApeCoin DAO also reach out to me to talk about the AIPs.
Yeah.
And I also got one of my AIP there working on based on the block toy project. So
Yeah.
that's the. I think I only get involved in these three, and most of them are, and every of them are Animoca related. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And next would be your delegation description. So your delegation description was very, very succinct and to the point, and I really liked reading this. Every voice should be heard, and every good idea should get the power to thrive. For you, how did you want to accomplish every voice being heard?
I think the difference of the sandbox or the most attracting part of the sandbox is some small, like some independent creators can find a chance there other than in the traditional business. So game creator and voxel artists, they can also find their position in the sandbox. But I also see that during the development of the sandbox, a lot of good creators don't got the chance they deserve to. So when it's DAO roll out, I think, yeah, we should definitely help these great creators to grow. And yeah, and the creator is everything for the matters because they are producing content, they're producing value. So that's what I think.
And that now I'm really fascinated because you when you explain the culture within the Chinese community, you have those very separate and distinct roles. So if they delegate to you, those individuals, how will you hear each voice while yeah, how will you hear each voice?
You have to do the discussion with different group of people based on different issues, I think. Yeah, there might be some nice IPs related more to the landowners. Then I talk more with the landowners. And for creators, I will have to discuss with them. But luckily, we have different WeChat groups based on
Got it,
different
got it.
different type of participants. Yeah, like landowner group and creator group. And during all that past 4 years, luckily we also build up good connection with these people. So the community communication channel, I think inside the Chinese group is pretty good. It's pretty finished. But the problem is just that this community, the communication channel between the Chinese group with the Western is still need to build up.
You said the Chinese group and who?
And the Western,
Oh, the
like
Western,
other
right. The
countries,
Western.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I would be interested in helping to bridge that gap. There's I think there's probably something that we can do to where we can host some sort of communication channel between, like have a Western and Chinese group get to know each other day or something. I don't know yet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Okay. So you within within the Chinese group, there are the
Yeah,
different communication channels that are very separate from each other. So when you have a SIP that you're being asked to vote on, do you have any idea of how you discuss it with each group and then weigh each group's opinion against each other?
we're in opinion against each other.
I mean, it's a turn of phrase. I guess I should say, do you have a way to weigh each group's opinion on
Oh, okay.
each?
Uh, to be honest, we don't have a very finished solution for this problem at the moment, but let's see how it will goes with the voting happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
think
you're
at
gonna
the
figure
current
it out as it
stage, what I'm
comes.
trying to do is just try to get the community, get the attention from the community on the DAO because some of them are being quiet for a while. So first we need to get the attention, and then
Got it. Got it.
I will try
Okay.
my best to cut voting power and make them active. And then we talk about the next step, like on votings, because I think people still need to be educated on the DAO things.
No, okay, makes a lot of sense, especially when you said because they're so specialized. Some haven't even opened Game Maker. Some probably don't even, like you said, don't even know what Web3 is. And okay, yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. That is quite a complex problem. Every group has its own different thing that you want to try and to either convince them of or persuade them or inform them and educate so that they can become DAO members, DAO
Yeah, I
creators.
think we just need to hold our own principle, like the SIP itself should be good for the ecosystem. That's it. And everyone can understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a tough problem, but I'm looking forward to helping bridge a gap and have a good, healthy ecosystem.
Yes, that's great. Thank
So
you.
the next part was you your delegation description mentioned getting the power to thrive. And how did you envision doing that within the sandbox? Sandbox DAO.
Sandbox DAO. Yeah, I think there were two parts. The first part is the good ideas and good projects get a fund, which is most important. When they get a fund, they can realize it. And second part, I think, is more about partners.
It's more
As you
about
know, we
what?
also
What was
work
that word?
with partners.
Partners. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, partners. Because Sandbox got a lot of partners
Mm-hmm.
there. And we're also working together with, say, Mocaverse and maybe ApeCoin. The cross-DAO thing is also interesting. The idea is, okay, we want to help the good projects, good ideas to get funded, and we also want to help them to get some more resources like partners, like some other resources. Because the ideas in the SIP may be not only games, it may be some other things like project Pepe did, like the color palette. All these projects need more partners to develop, need more chances to grow bigger, to find their position in the metaverse, even outside the sandbox. Yeah, I think the two key points is
Got it.
fund and some resources outside there, like
Okay.
partners, other things. Yeah.
Yeah. So not just like trusted partners, but also like cross-DAO partnerships.
Yeah, partners from outside the ecosystem,
Yeah.
and I think Sandbox DAO will also love to see that part because it bring traffic, bring the attention from the outside.
Yeah. Yeah. And what type of delegate do you want to be known as? Is there any specific way that when someone says old one is a delegate of blank, how would you like them to fill that sentence in?
Oh, I don't know. That's an interesting one. Maybe just say about creators, something like
Yeah, about
yeah,
creators.
yeah.
Okay. Old one is a delegate about creators. And
Sounds interesting.
what sort of SIPs do you foresee that you don't really think you'll support?
Um, I don't got an answer for this one. To be honest, I'm, I think myself is very open-minded. I'm open to see good ideas. And I'm open to all kind of ideas, but I may got different opinions when I see it, when I look into the details. So
Okay.
yeah,
No,
let's just
that's
keep it
fair.
open.
So right now
Yeah,
you're open-minded and you're open to all kinds of SIP ideas.
yeah.
All right. And what sort of voter do you think fits best with your delegation style? I can probably guess creators.
Yeah, I don't know what type of voters best.
Yeah.
Yeah, creators.
Creators.
I, I think I'm kind of open. Like, yeah, I love to speak for the creators. So I see creators, but the situation may be different in Western and here. As I mentioned, the creators they don't hold many assets, and that's why
Got it.
I want to vote for them. Yeah, and I will try my best to get the delegation from the big landowners in China too, just
Yeah.
to help the creators.
And so while you may want to speak primarily for the creators, do you also foresee people who are like the Chinese landowners also would fit well within your delegation style?
I think yes,
Okay.
because I can do the communication.
And what about non-Chinese community landowners or creators?
Uh, I'm pretty open because I
Okay.
think some people know LuluLand from the very first beginning, and we still hold the same idea or same belief as we established LuluLand. So if anyone believes in what we do, and yeah.
Okay, so if they agree and they're doing the same principles as you, you'll take them no matter who.
Yeah, sure, true.
Okay. And Old One, how was the delegate process? What was it like for you?
What was the delegate process?
Like the
I don't
process,
really.
like the application. Did you go through the interview?
Oh, I did an interview, and we talked some topics like what we just discussed,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
that is that. Then that is it. That was it.
And how did you get notified that you were a delegate?
By email.
By email. Okay.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on that the 2 million being 2 million voting power being delegated to you?
Like from the official.
Yeah.
I don't even know this before. I think I missed something in the forum. I didn't even know this before. But I think it's good because currently, if you have to get an SIP pass, you still need the voting power from the Sandbox official. I think at the moment I think later on they will delegate this voting power belongs to the team, to these delegators, right?
I actually don't know. I've been asking around how is that going to
Yeah,
happen,
I
and I
don't know
don't think we
too.
know yet.
Yeah, but I think for these 12 delegators with 2 million voting powers for each, I think,
Mhm.
and it will
Yep.
be easier for the DAO to just pass an SIP on its own, not like depending on the voting power from the official. It's
Yeah.
just more decentralized. Yeah.
Was this the first, like this interview here, the first you're hearing that you have 2 million voting power that's been gifted to you?
I heard it before. I heard it
Okay.
before, but after I got the notification. Yeah. But I just heard from friend, not like official.
And now that you know that you're getting 2 million extra voting power, is that going to change, or do you see that changing the way you vote?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't change anything. Just because you have some power there, but it won't change the principle
Yeah, it doesn't
you're
change
gonna
your
work on.
principles.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
yeah, that's
also
right.
you've been involved in MocaCN, which has enormous voting power, and and so I think you're kind of used to seeing how applying that much voting power. So yeah, it seems like you're very well experienced with that sort of thing.
Yes.
Have you had to sign any additional agreements to become a delegate?
No, no.
Okay.
Let's see. When I think yes, it's not really signed, but before the application, I think with the application form, we did reach some agreement on that.
Oh, like the code of
Yeah,
conduct?
yeah, something there.
Okay, got it. No, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great, Old One. Is there anything that you'd like to say to anyone thinking about delegating to you or just delegating in general?
Yeah, delegating to general. If you think I'm the type, and if you also share the same belief with LuluLand, I will be the good choice. And yeah, if you want to find like more communication between Chinese and Western, I will be the good choice. But I'm pretty open. I'm like just let people find the delegate best fit best to them. I think everyone's great. A lot of very experienced delegate there, like Mo, like LV, like yeah, they're very experienced people.
Hmm,
So I trust in this group. Yeah, great.
yeah. Well, that's all the questions I had, Old One. Did you have any for me or any other topics you'd like to cover before we close?
Um, Not really, but let's say it again. Like we really want to find a way out for all the great creators.
Hmm.
Maybe for the sandbox, we want to see more types of content. Not maybe not only games in the sandbox. maybe like voxel style games on different platforms with the say like let's say voxel culture or something. Yeah, let's empower the creators. That's it.
Power the creators. You and Seb agree, say almost word for word.
Really? Okay. Hope I didn't get brainwashed by him.
Yeah, well, I mean, LuluLand has definitely been a very creator focused, creator centric type thing. Like when I played the Love is
Forever. Yeah, I love it forever.
Love is Forever, right? That was one of my first experiences I think I played was Love is Forever, trying to, and I remember thinking, who, how was this all created? Like, was this? It all seemed like magic to me when I didn't even know what Game Maker was, and just running around the train station, and it was really, really cool, really interesting, and we've come a long way, I think. Even though we have still so much more to go, we the DAO represents a really interesting opportunity for our community, for SandFam, to grow the creators, the landowners, and all the rest of the ecosystem.
Yes, true. I agree. Can't agree more.
So there's a couple spaces I wanted to make you aware of. I think you've heard this last time, although I've improved it since we talked on episode 6. So you know about the one on Discord, which is the DAO discussion channel. You know about the Sandbox DAO forums. You know about the Twitter hashtags SandFam, Sandbox DAO, and Sandbox Game. You also know about SandDAO podcast. You may or may not know about the SandFam Cafe by Pickaxe Master, held once a month. And the Sandbox DAO created their own YouTube channel, and they just finished their first episode, I think yesterday, first podcast episode. So they
Oh,
they they went over the results of the survey, which I highly recommend because it is very honest, very, very honest about what people think about the DAO, and I really appreciate that they were so willing to show those results so that we can all improve and focus on things. And you'll see quite a number of things about creators in there as well, Old One. And they just kind of go through the responses of that survey on the Sandbox Style podcast. And then
good.
the
Interesting.
spaces, you already know about Mochaverse Hall. You know, G is us and Mocha Chief hosting United Grand Halls on Mondays. Then there's Bowls on the Block on Saturdays. And Coffee with Captain Monday through Fridays. And Whale Members Natively Digital on Tuesdays. And those are all different places that SandFam gathers. Different creators and landowners will gather, and might be, if you ever have the time to visit, I'm sure they would love to host you. And
Sure,
that's it.
sure. I will try to join more into all these great things.
Yeah, that's it. Let's see if there's anyone on that I can raid before we close. Let's see if we can raid a creator. Are there any creators on that we can find? That's always a good one. So let's look. Oh, looks like it's just me. So I'm going to raid. I will raid. How about a charity? Let's raid a charity. And then we will close out. Okay. So Old One, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for coming on and telling us about who you are, how you want to vote, and the importance of advocating for creators and creating a healthy ecosystem. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lanzer. Thank you for keeping this great podcast going on. And yeah, let's work it out together.
Absolutely. All right, Sam fam.
Okay.
See ya.
See you. Have a nice day.